Well, this is a YouTube video. This is Chloe. I'm Andrew. We're making a cringy YouTube video about my plants, and she's gonna react and have questions for me.
I'm gonna have questions?
Yeah, because you don't know what any of these are, besides 2 of them that I was too excited about and ranted.
Okay.
Do you want to pick the first one?
No.
Just point at one.
That one.
This one? And this one?
That one. Yeah.
This is my beauty goose. This is my peperomia of HP, SP, I don't know. But it's like one that no one at the store knew. So like, I don't know what it is. It just said it needs a little light and I have it in a direct south-facing window. So it's not good for it, but it's doing really well. Yeah.
Does it have flowers?
It should, at some point. But I also don't know what plant it is. I just know it has succulent leaves, which is like these thick leaves. And it's my mom's favorite plant of mine.
I'm gonna look it up, see what it looks like.
Because you know what it is. Okay. This is my plant I may or may not be trying to propagate for my work.
Oh, is that the stolen one?
Yes. It's a Ficus Audrey, and I just took it off the tree, and I heard that you can propagate ficus through leaf propagation in water, so
yeah.
I just took the leaf and was like, you know what? I'm gonna try and grow this, because it's a $32 plant, not retail, but like wholesale. I English well.
I don't know what any of the words you just said mean, but I'm gonna go with it.
Do you have any questions? Well, I guess I'll ask at the end. This is my little water pothos that isn't supposed to grow in water, but it like grows really well in water for me.
It looks cool.
It does look cool. I really like this one. And then I have a big version of that my grandma gave me. So it's like I would guess, at least a year-old plant, probably.
How old's that one?
That one is like a month old.
Okay.
And this one's like just existing and growing for me, like aesthetic.
On your bed.
Yeah, it just goes on my little shelf by my bed, and it doesn't need much care because it kind of just lives. And then I have that exact same plant but in white, so it's a marble queen, and it's like adorable.
That one looks cool.
It looks like it has camouflage or something, but it has like a full white leaf coming in, which is not good, but looks pretty.
Why is that not good?
Because white leaves can't make energy.
Oh.
So it just like has like that little green part is the only part that makes energy, and it's gonna die. No, it won't die. And here's the exact same plant as that one, but in a giant pot because I have a problem. And it's all pretty and nice, and the pot's soaking wet and existing.
Why is the pot wet?
Because it's terracotta, and terracotta wicks away moisture, and I figured out why my hand was brown, because I touched the pot.
Oh, that makes more sense.
Just a little bit. I'm being very cringy right now, but you know, that's how life goes. And right here is my peace lily. Everyone knows what a peace lily is, but probably you. Do you know what a peace lily is?
No.
It's like the plant that everyone has, and some people like it and some people don't like it, but it just kind of exists. It likes basically no light. It can survive in anything for me. I kind of have it on the opposite side of my room in a dark area, and it's flowering. So
I've never had that plant.
have you had any plant?
No.
So this is a plant noob and a plant noob that has plants. Because all my plants basically live in anything.
You work at a plant place?
I do work at a nursery, but I've probably killed 5 plants there secretly.
Oh, that's
Knowing me. And this is my Hoya carnosa spotted, I think. I don't know. But it's really adorable and has this really long tentacle that just like I think either flowers come off this or just new growth, but it's like 3 feet long. It was not this long when I got it. It was like this tall when I got it, and that was like 3 weeks ago, and it's grown like that. I forgot to mention I got all my plants basically like 3 weeks ago. My entire paycheck went to plants probably.
Yeah.
It was not okay. And then I took my mom's orchid. It's a normal grocery store orchid, and I wrapped it in moss, and I cut the spike off because it stopped flowering, and it should flower again because it was in dormancy. Because I tried doing my research, but I'm probably not smart enough to understand that.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know either.
Okay.
I just know that if you put it in like cooler weather and then warmer weather, it should flower again.
You have moss all over your pants now?
It's because I used the wrong moss to wrap it, but like,
That's smart.
I didn't use long fiber, I just used moss. And how dare your phone go on? No, I'm just kidding. And then I have this air plant. These are the two same. They came attached and I broke them apart because I wanted more air plants. And they just exist. They don't take care.
Is that what they look like? Like, is that just what they look like?
They flower.
Oh.
This one has its flower dead, and that's when it made this baby. And this one, should, when it gets that big, will flower too. And then after they flower, I think most only flower once in their lifetime, and they slowly die and die and die and die. That's why it's like turning brown.
Oh, that's fine.
But it makes babies, so this one will probably make more babies for me. So it's kind of just pumping out babies for me, then I'll throw it away. But no. I'll throw it away when it dies. But like also, a tiny baby plant I took from my work as well, because it was adorable and it fell off. And I was like, well, this is gonna get crushed by someone.
Have to keep it alive.
Yeah, and it's like microscopic. I also have this one, air plant, that has black leaves when it gets wet and light green leaves in the center. And I don't know what any of these air plants' names are. I just know they're called Hollandias.
That one's cool though.
I really like this one because it's curved. It's a very curvy plant.
That one looks cool.
And yeah, it's just a chill plant. It just likes growing. My gecko almost killed it.
How big does it get?
I have no clue because I just bought these off my work not knowing how big they, because when they flower, that's their full size. This one has yet to flower, so for all I know, it gets this big, and or this big, or this big, or this big, or this big, or I have no clue.
One day you wake up and it's just like
It just takes over my entire room, and it's just like, I will eat you all. Give me your air. And then I got this little cute little pot, and it's terracotta as well, and it has a baby pineapple plant and some sort of low leafy plant that like trails downwards. And I got that plant from Lowe's because it fell off the plant. And I was like, this is adorable, I'm gonna try growing it.
I'm sure it fell off.
It totally fell off.
Mhm.
Freebies. And this one I just cut off the top of a baby pineapple because they sell baby pineapples at the store now. Have you seen those?
No.
They're the size of apples and they're full grown pineapples. They're microscopic and adorable.
I'm gonna get one.
I got one when it was really ripe, like they first got them, and it was really good. Is that all of those plants? And then I have more plants in tanks and terrariums, but I'll show those ones in a second. But I also have my favorite plant on earth right over here. And you're just like, this thing looks dumb, it looks like it's just green.
No, it doesn't. Why is there holes in the leaves though?
It's my Monstera deliciata, and it was like a third this size a few weeks ago. And it is just magical and lovely. And there's holes in the leaves because it just has holes in the leaves when it grows.
Oh, does it?
These are the leaves it has when it's lower light. Here. these little leaves down here are what they have when they're in low light. And they're just really cool plants, and they get really big, and the leaves get like massive with giant like lines through them and multiple holes in them, and they become really cool.
Okay.
I love it. And it can climb upwards because it's a vine, or it can grow outwards. And I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. I'm really tempted. I might. I want to like grow everywhere, and you can cut off a stem of it with like 2 leaves, and it has little aerial root things. Like orchids, they have these little roots right here that are called aerial roots, and those will wick up moisture and stuff from the air, I think. But they don't really do much, and these have them too, monsteras. And then if those roots go into the ground, they become real roots. Not real roots, but like ground roots. And those will just make new plants. So you can just cut up your monstera into 1,000 little bits and throw it in the ground, and it becomes new plants. So a lot of people, when they get like the really big leaves that have a lot of cuts in them, they'll cut it off and put it in dirt. So it's like an entire new plant with just one giant leaf.
That'll be cool.
And I really want to do that. Like it's a tiny little pot, and you just have a giant plant coming out of it. And they look really cool. But someone cut a lot of the leaves off, and it was really upsetting to me. When I bought it, there's 4 leaves cut off from the base. And I was really upset because that part looks really bald. But I know this one came from seed, because there's 4 plants in this 1 or 3 gallon planter, and it was only like $24 with my discount. It was very expensive without my discount, but like, it's so pretty and lush, and all my animals love it. And it flowers, and fruits.
Both?
Yeah, if it gets big enough.
What fruit?
It supposedly tastes like pineapple and apples, I think.
That'll be cool.
But it has to be really big, and I want it to be very big. I don't want it to take over my entire room. I want it to climb up my window, across my ceiling, and just have giant fenestration leaves draping down from the ceiling.
That'll be cool.
But I'm probably gonna move by that point, and then I'm just gonna be like, "Here you go, new owners. Just you just have a giant plant living inside your house."
They walk in there like, it's a jungle.
They walk in there like, "I thought we were in Ohio." Nope, you're in Puerto Rico. But that's all these plants that are surrounding us right now. Do you have any questions about them?
I don't know.
Like care, like, I don't know.
Yeah, this one. Wait, so does this go in the sun?
The monstera, it will like, it prefers bright indirect light. But I've heard people just put them out on their porches in the summer, and they just grow like crazy. And then I've also heard you can put it in low light, and they'll grow really well.
Why are they different colors?
Because their leaf colors change, because older growth is dark green, but when the new leaves come in, they come in lime green. And then as they unfurl, because they come in rolled up, like little like burritos basically, they unfurl into this big leaf that is very aesthetically pleasing for Instagram. Like a lot of people have these, like you'll see the little prints and stuff that people have, where they have shirts and mugs that have the monstera leaves on them. Those little cut leaf things, those are all monstera leaves.
That's cool.
And my dream plant is absolutely a monstera addisonii. It's basically this with more holes in it, and they don't fully cut through the plant, and they're smaller leaves, and it just grows like crazy, and it's a vine, and it'll take over your entire in like a year.
Oh, that's cool.
It's like this. It's like a pothos kind of, like the size of leaves, like it's a little bit bigger than this, but it has more holes in it than the monstera. This plant, monstera dociata. I just ripped off a leaf. Not like ripped it off, but like ripped open a rift, but it will do that at some point.
What was the most expensive one?
This. It was on sale for $35 $4.
Wow.
And it's basically the price of a new outfit if you went to Goodwill. But like, it's pretty. And the cheapest plant would probably have to be, not counting the free ones, because my pineapple was free and stuff. I think the cheapest one was, after that one, my peace lily. Unless this was cheaper. Hold on.
That was the cheapest
Yeah.
one?
I think this was the cheapest one. It was like $6.99, $5.99.
That one looks expensive than like some of those.
And it gets really big. Like it'll be like a big bush in this corner one day. And it'll be really cool. And it'll have white flowers everywhere. They also have black ones.
Like black flowers?
Black
Or
leafed
black
ones.
leaves.
And with the red flowers, I think they are.
Oh, that would be cool.
It's called a philodendron imperial. I don't know if it's actually related to the peace lily, but it really looks like it. And I really want it. It's at my work.
You should get it.
It's $16.99. So.
Plants are very expensive.
They are.
That's what I've learned today.
This hobby is not for someone who is cheap, but there are a lot of people that are cheap and they get their plants for like free and stuff from like plant swaps online. And there's like a big community of plant people. Like there's so many people that have plants and they have like massive greenhouses with just house plants. Some people don't even have gardens. Like if they live in the city or even if like out here where there's grass, people still have house plants more. It's kind of cool. Like you can have an entire jungle in your house with house plants.
Are you gonna get a greenhouse?
My room is my greenhouse. It's also like the coldest it's been in my room all week.
It's literally like 70 degrees in here. What
It's
is yours saying?
73 degrees in my room right now, and that's the coldest it's been in here all week.
Oh my god.
I consider that cold. I was texting you saying it was cold all morning.
I know.
It was 73 in my room.
Oh my god.
Can you tell I'm from the desert?
Yes.
Because my room is sometimes 80 degrees.
I would go swimming in that.
It is great weather. You don't even need a blanket when it's that warm. It's just like you just sit here and you're just like, I exist.
I would sweat.
I wouldn't. I don't.
I would.
I still have blankets at 80 degrees, and my family calls me weird.
Yeah.
You were in the rest of my house. It's freezing cold everywhere else.
Yeah.
Because they have every single window open.
When you walk in here, it's like a sauna.
That's the goal, and all my animals love it, and I have lights everywhere on things. This is also an 18-minute video so far.
Well.
And I don't know how to close it out. Oh, I also have, for the people who are still watching, which is no one, this is videos only for 34-year-old single moms that are addicted to plants and cats.
Sounds right. Sounds right.
Sounds about right? Yeah.
You can just cut out clips.
But I won't, because that's like editing effort. I'm just gonna cut out the beginning where we were doing this like 4 times.
Yeah.
And your phone was ringing a lot, but that's also like, I have to find those clips I was talking.
Yeah.
There's gonna be no jump cuts in this. I should probably cut this out, but I'm not. I also have a polka dot plant and a lot of other plants in the terrariums, but one of the plants I really like that's in terrarium that I got for free as well. And it's like sold for $21 at my work for a plant this big.
What one is it?
It's the Pilea peperomia, and I got a baby shoot of it for free from my work because like the pot was exploding and the plant was hanging off, and I was like, this is gonna die.
Take.
And let's hope I don't get fired from this video. But no, I got it because if like the stem thing, when the plant dried out, it like, I don't know how to explain it, but it was like killing the plant basically because it like fell off, but it was still hanging.
Yeah.
And a little pup, it's called a pup, was gonna die because it was outside of the pot. So I was like, I'll just snag that because we trim plants, and I wanted to trim it, so I trimmed it off and it was there. And it made the plant at the store look a lot nicer. So hopefully someone bought that plant now, and it has a happy home. Because there's also like 10 other babies inside of that pot. It's a plant this big with like 1,000 babies inside of it, and this one was just like hanging off dying, and I was like,
That's sad.
it survived now and it's growing really well, so it likes it.
Where is it? That one right there?
It is. It looks like it's called Chinese money plant and stuff too. It's that little plant.
Yeah, that one's cool.
And it was like, had like 2 leaves on it when I got it. It's the little flying saucer like plant right there, and that's my polka dot plant. This is my gecko's house, and it's probably really angry at me for moving. It's trying to sleep, that's daytime. And yeah.
Are you showing those ones?
Sure. For the glare, but it's my tank with my 10,000 other plants that I love. It looks really nice. It's very tropical. There's my other gecko. He's also probably angry that I'm talking and trying to film. But there's a lot of colors in it. Yeah, there's that one. There's the pot that one of my plants sits in. And that's all the plants I have because I am a hoarder. Oh, I also have, can you guess how many plants it is?
24.
They're in all, not counting that there's multiple of each variety, I have 42 plants.
42?
And that's including all the ones in terrariums and everything. And just counting varieties and not have the doubles and stuff, because each one of those is a different one besides those two. I have 22 varieties.
I was close.
Yeah, you were close with the varieties, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's my video. I don't know how to do an outro because this is like my first video. Leave comments and suggestions for what you want to see next. Yep. Bye. Like and subscribe.